Hi, I'm Gary Owen. Welcome to Gary's British Talk Show. I'll see you right after this. Hey, here we go for a bit of a scary night. Got my headphones on. I'm just waiting for John to join up. We're a little bit earlier than 10 o'clock. 3 minutes early. Just in case there's some difficulties. So I'm just waiting for John now. Connect up. We got some really scary stories tonight. I got one that... set in Neath near Talbot, and when I read it out too, I've read it a couple of times and I've been by myself in the house. I've been scared reading it, so just wait for John now to connect up, then we'll start waiting for people to join in. I got my headphones on, my daughter's headphones. Don't normally wear headphones, so these are my daughter's. She don't know where I got them. Good evening, Margaret, all right? Good evening, Rebecca. Just waiting for John to join in now to split the screen so he can see Millie's ghost story. But I got a really scary night for both of you, so make sure you do like ghost stories and scary stuff, because this is quite scary. Couple of minutes now. Just wait for John. Good morning, John. Good evening, John. Good night, John. Have you seen that link on Facebook I sent you, John? I sent it on Messenger. Technical problems here. I've got a really scary back wall for you all as well. I think we'll change the wall now, so you can all get in the mood. There we are. How was that? Oof, she's scary, isn't she? She's the one, Reagan from The Exorcist. If you've seen the film, you'd recognise her. She's got a very scary face. I think John's having difficulty connecting up. The internet's been playing terrible. Yeah, it's from The Exorcist. That's Reagan. And She might be making another appearance later on. If you haven't had the link yet, send another one now then. Invite. Hang on, everybody. John Morgan. There we should have it now, John. Just waiting for everybody to come in ready before we start. And it's in Messenger, it is, John. Up, there we go.
Here we are.
We are, brilliant job.
Sorted.
Okay, do you want to start with your thing first?
Yeah, sure will. Right. First of all, Gary has probably told you all that these are not made up. These are stories that we've had, although we weren't there, we've had, and we truly believe that these are true stories. Now I'm going to start you off this evening with Millie's story. That's what we've named it. That's what it is. It's Millie's story. Millie was a happy-go-lucky 15-year-old living in Scotland. One summer, the family went on holiday in Ettel in Germany. Her mother, father, and two sisters stayed in a small inn for a few nights. Her parents had a double room on the second floor. Her sister shared the double bedroom next to her parents, and Millie, well, she was lucky enough to have a single room all to herself at the far end of the hallway. Through the excitement of checking out the rooms, she felt a foreboding as soon as she entered the hallway. It was as if she walked into a wall of bad, negative energy. She really felt unnerved and uneasy in the hallway, but she passed it off as an overactive imagination. She was really looking forward to this holiday and was determined to enjoy herself. Little did she know what was waiting for her in that little picturesque inn. The first night passed quite uneventfully, except for waking up a few times during the night, which in itself was unusual, as Millie was a good deep sleeper. The next morning at breakfast, one of her sisters mentioned feeling really, really uncomfortable in the hallway, which led to her room, almost as if the air was crushing. She knew that feeling only too well, and it unnerved her even more knowing that she wasn't the only one that felt these malevolent feelings. And what's more, she was an adult, her sister, so it made Millie aware that it wasn't just her imagination. Now, after a fun-filled day with the family, Millie went to bed. She had no trouble falling asleep, and in no time at all she had fallen into a deep, peaceful sleep. However, at about 2 a.m., she was awoken by something pulling, tearing, and ripping at the duvet. Taking the covers off and being jerked 2 feet backwards at the end of the bed by her ankles. Her first thoughts were that somebody had broken in and was trying to hurt her, because when she turned towards what had grabbed her, she saw a huge, looming black shape which was visible in the darkness. It really did seem like there was a man in the room with her. She frantically searched for the light, luckily finding it the first time. She switched the light on and absolutely nothing. The window was locked. There was no one in the closet or the bathroom, and the room door was locked from the inside. For the rest of the night she stayed awake, petrified, playing games on the DS. At breakfast, the sister mentioned that she was also up half the night because she'd seen a silhouette of a person against the wall, at the back wall of the room. But once again, when the light was switched on, there was nobody there. They checked out later that day, never to go back. So they never experienced a night like that again. She still thinks about that to this very day. Was it a dream? Did it really happen? You decide. But there's one thing for sure. Millie will never forget that night. It was so real. She was so scared she couldn't sleep on her own for ages. That is Millie's story.
Oof. Scary, innit? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Right, well, I've got a scary one now. Have we got another one after that one, John? Or was that?
Yeah, well, what it is, Gary, I got one that's, it is real, because it did happen to me, right? But it's quite funny towards the end, okay?
All right.
So what we'll do, we'll say that one, right? Because then I don't think people will go to bed scared then, see?
Oh, wait till you hear mine.
Oh, my Lord.
Even I've been up all day reading it, and I've been scared reading it. Honest to God, it is really, really bad. And I don't really want to tell everybody because they will be up all night. But it's up to you to believe it or not. It's just a story, But I've had it from somebody who contacted me on Skype. She wanted me to write it down, not to print it out. And so I read that one first, and then you can read the funny one after.
Yeah.
Because it'll give people something a bit nicer to think about. So this one now. I'm shaking reading it. This one is terrible, honest. A husband and wife moved to a new house in a new build in Neath, on which used to be a former hospital. The house was just a normal 2-bedroom, semi-detached. After moving in, they could smell something in the kitchen, like a fishy smell. But they put it down to it might be mastic or something like that because it was a new build and there's some funny smells in a new house in it, It smelled like rotten fish, but they thought it might be a mastic or something from the double glazing, or it might be used to kill the weeds in the garden. As the months went past, pens and pencils start going missing from inside the house, going off their desks. Toothbrushes went missing, and they were both blaming each other and saying, "Oh, you must be taking it to work," and they didn't think anything of it really. So both blamed each other. That during the hot days, there was a creaking noise coming from the attic, and they just put that down to the wood expanding in the roof, new houses, because they're all made of wood. Let's see, roof joists, many new homes got wooden frames, so that's where they creak. Later in the year, they went to a rescue shelter and adopted a dog, so they could take it out for a walk in the evenings because they didn't have any children. The dog would run out the garden and start digging holes frantically as if it was looking for something. And they tried to drag the dog back in the house, but it didn't want to go in the kitchen area. But they had to pick the dog up and take it back in the lounge area, But the dog was, if it was left out the garden, it was digging holes all the time in the back garden. As if he was searching something. When the dog was inside, it refused to go in the kitchen to eat. They used to put their bowls down in the kitchen with the dog biscuits and water, but the dog would not go in the kitchen. You'd always want to eat the food in the hallway. Right. A few days later, the dog peed in the living room on the carpet, and it had just been for a walk, and they mopped it up and took the dog back out the garden and started digging again. They thought the poor dog had been mistreated. You know, before it went to the shelter, whoever had it before had ill-treated the dog, and there was just something wrong with it, you know. On the Monday morning, the couple set off for work and left the dog in the kitchen. During the day, the wife had a text from the friend of a neighbour next door, and they said on the text, "Come home quick, it's the dog." So they thought the dog had died or something happened with the dog, you know. When the owner got home, she opened the front door and the dog was in the hall. The dog had chewed through the kitchen door, scraped it, and all its paws were bleeding. They had to take it to the vet because its nails were down and the door of the kitchen being shredded by the dog trying to get out of the kitchen. And the vet said the paws were cut and lacerated as if it'd been scratching madly. But the vet said it'd be okay within a couple of days, the paws would heal up, the pads would heal up. When they got back to the house, the dog refused to get out of the car and had to be carried into the lounge. On the return of the husband, he went to the neighbour and asked what she had seen, you know, if anything. She said, "I couldn't hear anything, but I could hear a loud growl next door and the dog whimpering. But it sounded like the growl was coming from a cat or something like that, something larger than the dog." The couple again put it down to the dog being ill or ill-treated in the past. Weeks went past and the dog had settled down again, but still refused to go out the kitchen. Then in October, the couple were in the bedroom and the dog shot upstairs and jumped on the bed and peed on the bed. Something downstairs that frightened the dog. It jumped up. So they had to get the bedding off the bed. The dog wouldn't get off the bed. He refused to go downstairs. So they took the bedding down the stairs, you know. And they went down to the kitchen. And when they went to the kitchen, laying on the floor with the pencils and pens, making out some words. And the words said, "Fuck you." Which is, that's scary, isn't it, you know. And they looked at each other and think, you know, did you do this or did you do this? You know, they're trying to blame each other. And they both looked at each other and thought, right, let's get back upstairs. So they went back upstairs. They sat in the bedroom. And upstairs in the attic, they heard a click, 2 clicks, as if something was up there. But because it was a brand new house, they hadn't put anything in the attic. So they thought it must be a bird or a rat or something up there. The following morning, they called in the exterminator. He went upstairs in the attic, couldn't find anything. He said there's nothing up here except an old case that he probably put up here. But the people never put anything up there. The case was there. They thought it might be a joke by the builder or something, you know. And in the case was a puppet. So, but they couldn't get the case back down through the hatch. It was too big. So they left it up there and sort of dismissed it, really. None of them believe in ghosts or anything weird, you know. They thought they had a mad dog. And that was about it. Then the smell of rotting fish started coming from the attic. So they thought there must be a rat or something up there that's died. So they got the exterminator back. He went upstairs, nothing up there. So they brought down the model. They couldn't get the case down. But they brought this hand puppet model down and just chucked it in the corner, ready to go down the skips in Britain Ferry. And then the following morning, there was a terrible noise down the kitchen. The dog again would not go downstairs. The husband went downstairs fearing somebody had broken in. When he went down there, all the kitchen was all messed up, as if somebody had broken in, but nothing, no doors had been broken into, no windows were open, but everything was all chucked everywhere. and he had to clean everything up, and they just couldn't understand it. The dog now is living with another family member, and the couple moved away. But on 2 occasions in their new houses, they've smelt that rotten fish smell, as if something's following them. But they never seen anything, but they heard a lot of stuff, you know. So that's this person's story, which I thought was horrific. Oof, so what do you think, John? Do you want to go in that house?
I know where you're talking about as well, and
Yeah.
that's got to be haunted, that area, but that's got to be.
Well, a lot of people have moved because they've had things moving around in the houses, and they can't stick it there. If you go up there, for sale signs everywhere, because people cannot stick it, you know. And when they see this, now they're being worse. So let me just play you something, play everybody a little clip from The Exorcist, which I'm sure everybody will enjoy. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if I can do it because we're joined. No, I think you'll have to say your story first, John.
Right. No, my story, you know, again, it is really true. Used to be a bit of a drinker years and years ago, and we went to Swansea from the Steel Company Club there, and you know the guy, I think Gary I'm talking about. We both got dropped off up the road. Yeah, the last two off the bus is Andrew Wright, Tights. Remember Tights, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. So he said, "Oh, I'm not ready to go home." Tights, no, he said, "No, I tell you what," he said, "let's go down Markham Abbey and see if we can see anything down there in the graveyard." All right, I said, "I'm up for that," as you do. So we went down and we just walked round the graveyard. Oh, nothing, yeah. And we came home. Went into bed, forgot about it, and about living with my mother at the time I was, right? So about maybe 2 months later, phone goes to my mother's house. My mother, "John, it's for you." Oh, I go, picked it up. And this woman on the phone, right, with a northern accent. "Hello," she said. "Is that John Morgan?" "Yes," I said, "that's speaking. Who's this?" "Well," she said, "I'm from the Yorkshire Paranormal Society. And we've been contacted by somebody on the other side to say that, you know, you're not leaving them rest where in peace." I'd forgotten all about this now, see, Gary. So I don't know what you're talking about, love. Sorry, I said. I really don't know. But she said, "Let me tell you something now." She said, "I'm getting these messages now as we speak. It's very strange," she said. "This is very strange coming to me, but they say you'll know. Does stockings mean anything to you? Stockings?" And I'm going, no. And then I remembered Tights, didn't I? And I went, freezing cold, right? From my feet right the way up to the top of my head. Oh my God. And then I thought, right, this is real. Look, I said, I was only a kid. I was only about 20. In the end, right, I could hear him starting to laugh. It was Michael Clear and his wife. Tights had gone up there, told them the story, and she had phoned me.
Nasty, innit?
Oh, Gary, they had me beautiful.
Oh, it's nasty. Oh.
Right. Well, that's me done for tonight. Now I'm going to join the show now, Gary, with everybody else, right?
All right, yeah. So there's two stories there. I'm going to tell a bit more what happened in Chirkley Court. I'm going to see if I can share the screen again. The little piece from a famous film. Let's see if I can do it. You'll all enjoy this now, or maybe not. If you watch this now, you might enjoy it, you may not. It is scary though. I thought you'd like that. Scary, innit? That's the original Exorcist film that came out. And a lot of people were affected by it. But it looks like they had a kebab from Taibach. So anyway, the story that I went up to Surrey. I went to work up there for Lord Beaverbrook. I could have chosen another job in the Falkland Islands to work up there, but I chose to go up to Surrey because it was nearer. So this big huge mansion house worth 25 million, and I was to live there by myself inside the mansion in a 2-bedroom apartment, all bills paid. Fantastic job. So went there a couple of times, visited the place, went through the interview process, everything, and got the job. Right. Moved up there the very first night, talking to the head gardener. He said, "Oh, let's go for a pint. There's a pub about a quarter of a mile away, but we've got to go through the gardens, the little hole in the fence, through the fence and through the woods. Mickleham Woods it's called. And there's a pub a quarter of a mile down through the bushes." So I'd been reading up a lot about Beaverbrook, and he was an excellent businessman, but he wasn't very nice to his wife. And he used to two-time man, he used to have secretaries staying overnight. And there was a join-in bedroom door. When his wife didn't used to stay in Kirkley Court, she used to stay in London sometimes. And Beaverbrook would have his secretary in the next door room. He'd open the door and he'd be wandering in and out of the beds, you know. So I didn't have a very good thing to say about him. So I was just discussing it with the gardener as we was walking. I was saying, "Oh, wasn't he terrible to his wife and everything?" And we got deeper into the woods, and it was really dark inside the woods. And we could hear there's something crashing through the top of the trees. And with that, the head gardener, Chris, pulled me out of the way. And this big huge log came down, slapped right down on the floor. If it hit me, it would have killed me, right? Because the wood was hardwood. Now the trees were evergreens we were walking in. That wood didn't come from them. It was as if it had been thrown from somewhere, right? So we looked at each other and legged it, right? We got down to the pub, we were like this, whiskies, everything, got absolutely sloshed. We told the barman there, you know, what happened. He was laughing, he thought it was funny, but we didn't. We were really scared, you know. But then we got sloshed, and you notice like when you're sloshed, innit? You know, don't care, do you? So we had to go back now, back through the forest, right? So we had a torch now off the guy. It was a little torch about that big. One of the ones that flickers on and off because the battery doesn't last very long, you know. So I said, "Come on, Chris, you're first. You know the way, you know." So I was behind him, going through the forest, scared stiff, innit? Right? We got lost. We went round in circles. We went into stingies. Oh, we was cut to shreds. By the time we got back to Kirkley Court, the main house, we'd all had cuts all over us. But we were so drunk, we didn't care, innit? You know? So I said goodnight to the head gardener. He lived about 200 yards away in a rose cottage. little cottage made for a head gardener. And I was living in the main house, innit? Right? Chirkley Court. So I pushed the buttons to get in through the alarm, because it's all alarmed. Got inside, you've got to run upstairs now, because the alarm panel for the security was inside the flat. Run upstairs, put the alarm off, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Run upstairs, open the door, every single light bulb had shattered inside the house, right? It was pitch black, and my clothes were pulled out of the drawers, and there's just paper everywhere. So I thought, oh, saw that, right? I'd run back downstairs before the alarm went off, shut the front door, and rearmed the alarm, right? I ran over to Chris's as quickly as my legs could carry me, right? I told Chris, come back over that house. Something happened over there. I don't know what, but all the bulbs in my flat are blown. Come back. He said, I'm not fucking going over there, he said. Forget that, he said. Stay here the night, right? So I went upstairs to his spare bedroom, little pokey bedroom. There was a mattress on the floor because nobody ever stayed there. There wasn't a bed, so I just laid on a mattress. I was petrified, right? Because you pissed, you sort of drift off to sleep, don't you? So it must have been about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. A brick comes through the window, right? Now the windows are lead lined, you know, they're old fashioned, rolled glass, grade 2 listed house, you know. This brick came through, landed right by my head. So I jumped up like a baby, like a woman, you know. I ran in to see Chris. I said, Chris, quick, come here. Oh, what's happened now, he said. So we went back in there, you could see the window had been broken. We're both petrified. I said, oh, it must be, you know, we was talking about earlier on. So we went downstairs. He was on a joint, shaking, I guess. He liked a bit of weed. I was there drinking more whiskey. We had to wait then for the police to come, right? So the police then came. They could smell weed on Chris. They said, have you been smoking? They could smell me drinking. Have you been drinking? Did you do this and all this rigmarole, you know? We said no, right? So they searched the grounds. Nothing. So the following day, because I was in charge of security, right? Went on the CCTV. Looked at all the CCTV. See if anybody had come in anywhere. Nothing. CCTV was fine. Right. Put all new fuses in. Put all new light bulbs in everywhere. But there was something in that house. You could be walking round and you'd hear something creaking as if something was walking behind you, you know. And I was in that flat now for 18 months, right upstairs, right? I have the alarms on. You could hear downstairs like as if a plate had smashed. But in your head, you know, it can't be a plate because the alarms are so sensitive, they'd pick it up. Even if a mouse ran across the floor, the alarms would pick it up, you know. So you'd put the alarm off, we'd go back downstairs, looking around, nothing smashed. Go back upstairs, put the alarm back on, and then you could hear as if footsteps were coming to the door of the apartment. You could see it like a shadow under the door, as if somebody was standing the other side, but I was too bloody petrified to open the door. I was shitting myself, right? For the first 8 months, it was like that all the time. Couldn't phone out. I couldn't phone on my mobile phone because the walls were thick. Couldn't get a signal. No, so if somebody did break in, a ghost, they would just have a heart attack and fallen down dead, right? I would have been frightened to death. But as my courage built up, I said to myself, right, Gar, you can't be scared of this now. You have got to walk down in the middle of the night, no torches, and go down to the library, Beaverbrook's library, which is at the other end of the house, right? Pitch black, innit? Right, so I built up the courage to do it. Right, I thought, right, this is the night. Put the alarms off. You've got to go down there. So I went down, innit? Managed to get down. Thought, oh, it's brave of you, right? Right, sit down in the library now in the dark and get a book out. So, right, sitting down in the dark, innit? In the library, looking round. The wind was outside and things were brushing against the window. You know, leaves and twigs and all this, because there's bushes outside. And I was looking round and the sweat was coming down my head, you know. Next thing, I felt this draft of wind on the back of my neck. I put the book down. I said, right, enough's enough. And I fucking scarpered. I was back in that flat in 30 seconds. Closed the door, put the alarm on. Bloody hell. Where's my cross? It was scary. living in that place for 18 months, scary. But after a while, I sort of get used to it, and then you just walk about and you think, right, if he's going to jump out to me, do it, because I can't. I had to stay there to work, earn money, innit? I had a child on the way, right? I had to earn money. So in the end, you sort of accepted where you were, how scary it was, and just get on with it. And that's what happened then. But it was petrified. I was petrified. And to this day, Chris doesn't like talking about it. He's a friend of mine on Facebook. We say hello and all that, but we don't mention what happened in Chirkley Court because it's just too scary. So, does she blink behind, John? She's coming round your house now after I see you. I'm taking these off. I don't need that on now. That is a true story. It happened to me. I can't verify the one that happened in that hospital or near that hospital, but Chirkley Court, word for word, you can ask me any questions about it. The story's the same all the time because it's what happened. It scared me half to death. Now it's a posh hotel, and I think it's £250,000 to play golf there a year. It's really expensive. But when I was there, I'd be laying down in bed and the fire alarms would go off for no reason. When the fire alarms go off, the fire alarm panel wasn't in my bedroom or in my flat. It was the other side of the house, right? I'd have to run down there, check the house wasn't on fire first, get down to the alarm panel and try and silence it, but you didn't have time. By the time you got down there, the fire brigade were on their way. You could hear them coming up. It was a mile long stretch of roadway between the main road and coming into the main part of Chirkley Court, and you could hear the fire brigade coming up. All you'd have to do is open the electric gates. You have electric key fob, and they come swinging in. Is there a fire, Mr. Owen? Are you aware of a fire? I said, I'm not aware of any fire. They go onto the alarm panel and they check the zone. They go and check the zone in manually, walk around, no alarm, nothing. Cup of tea. I used to know all the fire brigade, first names, right? And they were all about their families because they were coming down so regular. Used to know the police, CID, everybody used to come down because the alarms would be going off middle of the night. Frighten the blinking life out of you. Oh. But there we are. That's life, isn't it? So, how did everybody like the stories? Whew. Pour me out. Frighten me after death. So what do you all say in there? 18 months I had there. Ooh, was in prison. Yeah, it was scary. If it blinked, she'd blink at you, John. She wants a kiss. Yeah, it's scary, man. Still haunted, I expect it is, but people are not acknowledging it and all that. But I wouldn't stay there again. Scary. I'm in this house now by myself, right? But I got there's peace here. There's no peace up there in Chirkley Court. It was really scary place. Like you'd walk outside the house and you'd see something in the corner of your eye in a window, but by the time you turned around, it had gone. And even the builders who renovated the place, they used to say that they've seen somebody in the windows. So a woman with a white bonnet on. That's what they described it as. But they didn't know who it was. And when I went up to Lord Beaverbrook and said, "Oh, but what happened?" He said, "Poppycock. There's no such thing as ghosts," he said. He was like, matter of fact, there's no such thing as ghosts. That was so silly. That's the way he was, right? But he didn't have to run through the forest, shitting himself, like me and Chris. Blinking hell. So Lord Beaverbrook, if you're watching, get in that forest, boy. Whew. He'd be running. God alive. Yeah, so thing is, you don't know what's happening, do you know? When you're drunk as well, it's even worse. Your legs won't go. Your head wants to go quick, but your legs are not capable. Oh, scary. But, I've told loads of people that have worked up there, the builders and all that, and they've all said they've heard things, and one or two said, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it." Chris doesn't want to talk about it. Oh, Mr. Landig. Come on, you get up there now, Mr. Landig. Yeah, get up there. Enjoy yourself. We're going to tell what we're going to do. We're going to rent out Margam Castle for an evening, right? We'll see how much it is. And all the people who are not so scared, like Mr. Landig, but there now, come on, let's have a night in Margam Castle, right? And we watch The Exorcist while we're in there, just to make it a good old night of fright. John's up for it. I'll do it. Sonny'll probably do it. I don't know how many others. We'll need about 20, I would have thought. Maybe 25. There we are, Mr. Morgan. Yeah, loot time, is it, John? Shit yourself, have you? Oh, pardon for the French. See, there's a lot of Scottish people in tonight. There's Glaswegians, yeah. Rab, I think he's in. Rab, are you in from Glasgow? There's some scary things can happen too. I try to put it down to, like, you've got to use a bit of common sense, right? But then when things move or things go off for no reason, like the fire alarms were installed by a professional company, they'd only go off if there was a heat, if the temperature went up really high or they sensed heat or smoke. I'm laying in bed, next thing all the hell breaks loose, and that happened several times. It was as if it was saying to me, get out of this job, we don't want you in this house, get out. I stayed there to the bitter end. They weren't going to force me out. Scared me after death though. Good evening, Ronnie, how are you? You okay? Yeah, so they're out there waiting for you, like this one behind. That The Exorcist is really a scary film, isn't it? I've watched it loads of times. I've been scared every time. So that's what we'll have to arrange now when the COVID's all gone, right? Maybe on a winter's evening. It's nice and dark. We'll go in there. Bring a laptop with a DVD or on a pen drive of The Exorcist. And we'll watch that in there, in Margam Castle. That should be good. Thing is, who's going to go down the stairs first? Not me. I'll be staying the bitter end. It's supposed to be haunted, see, by the gamekeeper. Yeah, so there's only those stories tonight, but we'll try and get in contact with some paranormal people that do this type of thing and see what they found out about Margam Castle, because loads of people have been exploring down there, haven't they? Yvette Fielding and all them have been down there. Thing is, some people like to make things up for the audience to enjoy the program on it, so a lot of things are set up. But if we went down ourselves, right, then we could experience, if there's something down there, we'd be there to see it. But if there's nothing there, then, you know, there's nothing there. Next place, I'm Chokely Court. Have to go down there. It's only £350 a night per bedroom, I think. So we could all go in one bedroom, catch up. Right, Beaverbrook, come and do your worst. Scary. You can ask me anything about that story, it'll be 100% same story all the time. There's nothing, no making it up, because it actually happened. And I could give you Chris's Facebook thing, and if he went on to him, he'd say exactly the same. And I haven't talked to him really in ages, where we only say hello, or we wish each other happy birthday, whatever, or Happy New Year. We don't talk much about what happened, because it is, you know, scary. And I certainly wouldn't go through that forest again. So yeah, it's weird, man. Frightening the living daylights out of me. I had to go back in that bedroom the next day by myself. Police couldn't find anything. The window was smashed, but the police didn't find anything. Not, you know, what can I say? And for somebody to throw it through leaded windows, you have to throw it quite hard. Because although they are quite brittle, the lead retains the function of the window, you know. And this came straight through. Whew, I've been here by myself. Oh God. Oh, I feel okay in this house. My mother died in this bedroom. When I'm filming now, is in the bedroom, right, with a green wall. It was my mother's bedroom, right, and she died. But there. But I'm at peace. I'm okay with it, you know. Now, if you put me in a bedroom in Chokely Court to do this, you'd have to pay me £1 million. Oof. Yeah, for that price we'd be all in the blinking same bed. Whew. Yeah. It's great to joke about it, you, right? It's great fun. I don't mind reading stuff out from people. It is scary what they went through, and I wouldn't like that, you know. But when something personal has happened, like Millie, when something personally happens to you, it is scary, you know. A lot of people say, oh, that wouldn't happen, I don't believe in ghosts. They go, you get up there now in that forest, right? Enjoy. Then go and stay in that hotel. Oh, by the way, you've got to slag off Beaverbrook before you do it, just to get him warmed up. So yeah. So now, ladies and gentlemen, another eventful night. There's not much more I can add to it, other than things like paranormal. There are things out there, you know. Some people don't believe in it. If you believe in God or not, it's up to you. You know, you've got to go through life, and then when it comes to the end of your life, you've got to quickly make a decision. Do I want to believe in it and go on to something better, or should I just say, all right, I don't believe, and it's going to be nothing? I would prefer that there's something better waiting for us, you know, when you pass away, than just go to nothing. Yeah, it's hard to put you know, we can all say it's a coincidence, right? But me talking about Chokely Court tonight, Lord Beaverbrook was born in a place called New Brunswick, right, in Canada. This morning, a lady comes on called Laurie Smith. Where did she used to live? New Brunswick in Canada. A couple of doors up from Beaverbrook. Well, that's weird, isn't it? If we go and watch this morning's show, I haven't set it up or anything. She came on there Laurie Smith, and we talked back and forth, and then she said, yeah, I used to live in Miramachi, which is where Lord Beaverbrook was born, and she used to live a couple of doors down. And I'm talking about Beaverbrook tonight, you know. So things happen tonight. It's weird. Yeah, it's something out there, you know, whether they're from another dimension or the outer space or they're ghosts or I don't know what it is, you know. But a certain set of things happened that night, which I'll never forget. You know, my ex-girlfriend said to me, oh, it's in your head, you're making it up and all this. Yeah, but I can make it up, but what about Chris? He's going to make up the same thing, is he? Phone up the bartender, you know, the guy that owns the pub. Did 2 petrified people come in 2008? 2008 it happened. And it still scares me now. Yeah, you've seen that woman, didn't you, that came in, Laurie Smith? I think as you grow older, you sort of, things happen and you think, oh, it's a coincidence, or, you know, why did that happen, or, but, you know, things happen and you can't brush it off as a coincidence sometimes. It's just, it's not a coincidence, it's just something weird. I think that's why that Laurie Smith hadn't come on tonight. She might have been a bit scared this morning. You know? Because she knew quite a bit about Lord Beaverbrook, because she was living in his area and I was living in his house. Oh. She'd be watching cartoons after. She'd be up all night, right? She'd be like this. With a cross. When I was in Beaverbrooks, I had a baseball bat, right? They had the best alarm system you could get, right? Cost absolute thousands, right? But I was up there, I had a baseball bat. I don't know what I was going to do to the ghost. You know, if Beaverbrook had stuck his head in, I would have whacked it off. I tell you what now, I'd be so scared. Flippin' hell. It's great now that I'm away from there, you know. But I wouldn't like to go back up there and wander through the garden in the night or wander down to his library, you know. But I'd done a dare of myself. But as soon as that cold air went around the back of my neck, I slammed the book down. I was like Roadrunner. I had to run back out through the passage, through the main house, up the stairs, onto the landing, run across the landing, and then straight down onto my into my apartment. Whew. I was like a shot. Couldn't stick it. It was too scary, see. We won't be going to bed tonight. What I want to do is have a look onto YouTube at Lord Beaverbrook. You see him in Chirkley Court, right? The place where I was. If you type in Chirkley Court, Gary Owen, Chirkley Court, you'll see me in a pickup truck, right, in the snow, driving down through the gates into the front of the house. Or you may even see me in a video I done from inside the flat, looking out to the window. You know, I was in there by myself, like, scared to death. See, Sonny's house is haunted. What's in there, Sonny? It's the ghost. It's the ghost of an alarm clock, but it doesn't go off. It's gone off. No hands. Is it Sonny? She can't get up in the morning, see. No knives flying around. Oh, it's okay. God for that. But you know, in the end, when I was up there, I was so. You get sort of, if anything happens, it happens, because you got to be there, like, you know. Yeah. You just got to get on with it. That's life, I'm afraid. It's just, it is scary. Things happen. And if you believe in God, you've got to believe in the opposite of now. If you ask Alexa, is there any such thing as God? Ask Alexa, what she'll tell you. Has he got his tickling stick, is he, Anthony? How tickled I am. Come on, I'm waiting for the punchline. Anthony's going to come back now with the punchline. Come on, let's have it. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. What would Beethoven be doing today if he was alive today? Do you know what he'd be doing? Trying to get out of the coffin. I know it's crap, but it takes the edge off the night, doesn't it? You're not scared stiff, like. See? Gotta make a bit of fun of now. I don't want you all to go to bed thinking that the creak upstairs in the attic is something up there waiting for you. Might be. But, you know. Or if you see a dark shadow go across the window. The orb things are the common thing, aren't they? Where you see like a silver orb, an orb going around the room. That's normally a sign of a ghost or an entity or something. One like this, walking around behind the curtains, ready to jump out on you. Something jumped out at me now, I'd have a heart attack. I'd be gone. Whew, this scary, see. So our next project now, I'll have to find out how much it is for us to stay in Margam Castle, right, as a project, right? No mobile phones, put them in the cars out, right? Just a little screen. We'll watch The Exorcist in one of the most haunted places in Great Britain, apparently, Margam Castle. We'll sit in there. Mr. Landig's coming down. He's coming with us. And if there's any noises, he's got to be the one that goes and explodes. Right? We'll have infrared torches. Right? Andy's coming. You'll be having them tonight now, Birmingham. They'll be up there. All them people have died of COVID now, right? All these spirits, unhappy spirits. Yeah, they did. Our security camera. It is scary stuff, you know. It's nice to say it's not happening, right? And it didn't happen and you made it up and all that. But I can honestly say I didn't make it up. It was real. And when I went upstairs in the flat and everything, all the light bulbs are smashed all over the floors. You know. The room was a total mess. As if something had been in there and just all the cupboard doors were open. I'd packed everything away, right? Working for Beaverbrook, you had to wear a shirt and tie every day, sometimes a jacket, you had to be immaculate, right? So everything was folded up tidy in the drawers. When I went back up, everything was pulled out. That upset me, because I would have to fold that, but the shock was enough to make me run. Security cameras are a good thing now, aren't they? I installed a couple the other day for a woman. Pain in the arse to do, mind. They're very handy because you can link them to your phone, an app on your phone. It's really, even in 2008 you could do it then. I had a BlackBerry. If ever one of the alarms tripped or the camera would have this thing like a mesh on the camera you could see on the screen, and anything came inside one of them squares, the camera would spin around to it. Really sophisticated cameras. They're brilliant, they were. Yeah, something going on there. Yeah, it's probably some. Was he carrying his head, Andy? That's always a sign. Remember them ones you see on telly carrying their head around? Frighten the life out of you. I don't think you'd see anything like that, you know, but you might see a dark shadow or something. Oof. Well, you can't. It's not as if you can get out in a rush, is it, Andy? Unless you got a parachute. If I was you, I'd get a blinking parachute. Somebody come in there, boy, about through our window, pull the ripcord, I'd be gone. Get a parachute, definitely. 9th floor up. You're just about open before you hit the floor. Only just though. Whew. The fireplace is haunted, is it? What's in the fireplace then? Come on, let's have it. Mr. Landig. Watch now. I wonder if Chris Reardon is scared of ghosts. I think he'd be like a big blouse when he's running around. Are you watching this, Chris? We're going to invite you down to Margam Castle. No being a baby, you've got to get up that stairs in that Margam Castle. We'll all be there. Oh my good God, who's coming in late? Oh, an hour late. Good God. The toasty ghosty. I knew it'd be a joke. Mr. Kyle Phillips, our resident late person, has come in. Only an hour late. Oh, you missed all the stories, but you can watch them again. And it takes forever to process now, probably by tomorrow. It'll process again. Because YouTube is very slow. But some good things on there. Oh, he's been busy. Oh well, that's as long as you've been doing your work, we don't want to hold that against you. I think you might have been scared to watch. Yeah. Whew, scary. There are loads of places in Wales, hauntings, you know. But I don't know if I'd be scared or not. I don't need to be scared of Chirkley Court because I know that's real, you know. I wouldn't. I don't think I'd buy a house where that woman said she moved from. And she moved twice since then. And the dog was petrified. So you're telling me all this on the phone. I'll fancy myself writing it down. Oh. Oh, we're all okay on here tonight. We had a couple of frights. Millie's one was scary. That was the first one. John done it. We shared the screen. So yeah, John put the doodahs up us. Then I read them what I'd been told by somebody from Neath who used to live in a house where the old hospital used to be. Things were happening there. Kirkley Court. I don't know. I'd feel... I don't know. I'd go through the forest, right, at night. That would be good, because that wouldn't cost you anything. It's a pub down the end. You could walk through the forest, turn around and walk back. That would be quite scary. SpongeBob, yeah, well, she can watch the replay. Blinking scary. Oh. There's Millie's one is bad. The one from Nith is bad. Perhaps I haven't explained it as well as she explained it to me, but I just wanted to get through it, you know, because it scared me all bloody day. Yeah, people do stuff for entertainment, see, Andy, don't they? You know, they build up a story that's not there. What you got to do is actually experience something. Then there's no getting away from it then. Nothing's caught on camera, you just experience it. Well, we're on about Neath Hospital. It's a housing estate there now. Have a look how many houses are for sale there. Right? And I'll ask people, why are they selling? Because things are moving around. All sorts happening up there. So many people died needlessly up there, see, because they had terrible doctors up there, prescribing drugs, botched operations, you know. People died for no reason up there. Like a lot of hospitals around the UK, around the world, you know. Yeah. Things happen, you know. But all I can say, I don't know about any other stories, but Kirkley Court, I can vouch at 100% because it happened to me and it put me on a lie detector test. Right? Do what you want. That was real. Frightened the big jeepers out of me. Oh. And Chris, the head gardener, he don't like talking about it. He's a bag of nerves. I said to him, come on, Chris, come back over there. Something happening upstairs. All the light bulb. Oh, he said, come on, quick, stay up here with me. Stay in my house, he said. He didn't want to go back over there in the night, in the dark. Flippin' hell. What is it happened? I'll take it to my deathbed. It happened and it frightened the blinking life out of me. Yeah, and don't forget now, John, middle of the night, this young lady be there waiting for a kiss. Right? You could have a kiss in the kettle. Don't tell your wife. Good night, John. Yeah, funny enough, John said that earlier. She get dust in her eyes or something. Her eye there. She's okay, man. She won't harm you. Right? Can't vouch for anything else. Let's change her photograph, is it? So what we can put up there? We'll have him back. He's nicer, isn't he? Don't mind him so much. Yeah. Imagine going on a night out, right? If you're a man, and the hair's back to you, innit? She turns over for a kiss and she looks like that. Flipping heck. Phew, I pants myself. That's makeup, that is, man. She was quite pretty, the girl that done it. You know, if you have a look at The Exorcist, it's on YouTube. You can find it somewhere, free. There's loads of clips. I put a clip on earlier. There you can, when you rewatch this video, there's a clip there of The Exorcist. Probably have a copyright strike, but who cares, you know. Not earning money off the site, so don't worry about it. Oh, so there we are. That's about it for tonight, everybody, I think. I'm going off to bed now to frighten myself to death. I think I'm watching a bit of SpongeBob first. Like Fee does. Yeah. Have you heard about that cat up there as well? The Beast of Baglan? And the police went up there. They found the hair of a puma. Honest to God. On the tracks. A couple of years ago. There's loads of ghost stories around. They normally come from people who've inebriated. Yeah, there's loads of Beast of Baglan, true story, yeah. Loads of things. So, there's a monk or something, don't mark him, roaming around, isn't it? I don't know, something to do with the farmhouse. There's a farm on Baglan Mountain. There's something to do with that, what I remember. Now I've just heard something clicking downstairs. I've just got to go a second and have a little look. If I don't come back, phone the fucking police. Give me 10 minutes though. Hello? Ooh. Nothing there. Scary though when you're by yourself, isn't it? Whew. God alive. Well, I've turned Alexa off. I'll turn my Alexa off. Bye bye Ronnie, nice to see you again. What I find, Alexa takes a lot of Wi-Fi bandwidth. Have you noticed that? Because it's sending signals back to Amazon. It's listening, see? Whatever you're doing, whatever you're talking about. Next thing you get adverts then. On your computer or on your laptop or on your phone from Amazon. Say no, you know. You've just been talking about a shed. Use some fence panels or shed panels. Oh no. Things happen in the night, innit? Never mind, that's it. It's a night for us all. You can all rewatch it. It's only if you rewatch it again. but something may happen. Be funny if something happened in front of the camera now, and everybody's seen it. No? Gotta be careful, see? I'm gonna cross. I'm gonna baseball bat. I haven't got anything really. All I can do is point my GoPro at him. I'm recording you for evidence up. Even that won't bloody stay up. I'm recording you for evidence, ghosty. Can't remember to work the damn thing. Yes. So, are you sleeping? Anybody in the house with you tonight now, Sonny? Or are you by yourself? If you are, don't watch the beginning of the video, because Millie's story is really scary. Right? Don't be by yourself and watch it. Or at least let it be light. It's not so bad when it's light, you know. When it's dark, though, only by yourself, innit? Start hearing things. It's horrible. I'll be downstairs now. Netflix will be on, right? I got my my anti-vampire device. I don't know if it works. I'll have a go though. Clonk on the head. Innit? Does it affect ghosts? Clonk on the head? Don't know. That's what he'll have. It's my anti-vampire device. It's supposed to have garlic in it. Might have some garlic as well for good measure. Will you buy yourself for him? Oh, definitely don't watch it. Yeah, SpongeBob should be okay. Yeah. I don't mind the touching, right? They're welcome to touch me anywhere they want. It's when they appear and their face is right by you, or they chuck a bloody big log at your head. That's not so good. If that garden hadn't pushed me out the way, right, I'd be dead. Definitely. Because it hit the floor with a big thud. That's scary. So just be careful, innit? And don't go doing Ouija boards and all that stuff, because that's just inviting people in from the other side, you know. It just is scary. Although saying that, when we're in Magan Castle, you know, just a one-off. Yeah, a bit of Disney now, innit? Right? Chill out. But then you still got to go to bed, see? Right? It's between the TV and the bed. If you got the TV in bed, you're okay, you know. Cross by the side of the bed. Right? Bit of garlic. Wards off vampires, if there's any of them around. I don't know why I'm not the right one for reading out ghost stories, okay? I'm the one that's most petrified. Next time we do ghost stories now, names in a hat, right? Oh, Sonny's pants does. Sonny's scared. Yeah. Creaking. Could you do a Sonny? If we find some really scary ones, can we send them up to you for you to read them out? You watch it, Kyle. Don't let Fee watch it though. She could be up all night watching My Little Pony or whatever she watches. It is scary. Like, I try to make fun of what happened to me because that's the only way I can deal with it, you know. Oh, right. Up to Beaverbrook Forest. Come on. Get up there. Margam Castle, that's where we're going, Kyle. Watch the Exorcist film in Margam Castle, okay? No, don't do it, is it? Would you go in a haunted castle though, and watch the Exorcist, the film? Because that is scary, right? It's not so much seeing it, you'll feel it more than anything. When something goes around the back of your head, when you get a cold breeze. There we are, Sonny don't mind doing it. Yeah, when you're in the castle, all mobile phones left downstairs, isn't it? Right? All sit apart, so you can't do anything, and put the video on. Nobody goes to the toilet then. If you do, you pee yourself on the way, won't you? Be so scared. But that's what the paranormal is about. It's easy for us. Like I do it, you know, because I don't think they'd hurt you, the ghosts, if there are any there, or whatever it is. It's just that Beaverbrook wasn't happy. Well, it could be happening now. I hope it's not happening, but it could be there. Things happen, don't they? Things just happen. Something just happened there now. Do you hear it? See, things can happen. I just had a noise down by there now. Like as if somebody's creaking the floorboards. Well, if it is my mum, she better bring the lottery numbers. I'm not getting scared for nothing. Tomorrow's lottery numbers, please, Mum. If it's not you, whoever you are, lottery numbers. Och, hi there nu. I'm the ghost of little Billy John. Come here to frighten the pants off you. No water pipes there. Oh no, if it's going to jump out to me, jump out, probably have a bloody heart attack. I'll have a COVID funeral, nobody turn up. Anthony Landig's coming to Margam Castle with us. He's got the official job of if there's any creaks or noises, go on Ant, go down there. That's where that noise came from. Go on. He's got to test them out. He's our official tester. Right, Dan, you've got your title now, right? Official tester of creaky noises. No good. I got my official anti-ghost device bear. Right, I'll be going to bed with that. If they come and scare me, I don't feel I'll be whacking thin air. when I was in Chickley I had a baseball bat. I don't know what I was going to do. Even Beaverbrook said, there's no such thing as ghosts, but if one did come, he said, what are you going to do with it? It just makes me happy, I said. Still got the baseball bat. It's out the garage, an aluminium one, you know. Beaverbrook even paid for it. I said, it's part of security. If they do break in through the alarms, I'll give them a bloody good whack with that. I probably will, won't I? I'll be whacking around like that. Oh, Mr. Owen, how do you end up in A&E? Right, Cal, you can walk down in the shadows. No torches, mind. Not allowed to have a torch. Right? You've got to go down by yourself. Right? I'll send you down the dungeons first. Make sure they're cleaned out. Right? The pits and the cellars first, because they're pretty scary, aren't they? If anything's going to be scary down there, that's where they'll be. So you go down there first. The rest of us will go upstairs. Prepare ourselves. Right? And then you can walk back in the pitch black. Come back up to us. I would end up smacking myself. Be like I've been helping the local police. Hitting yourself. Hope there's no police watching. Only a joke. Only a joke. Oh no. I'll be white jackets. That stuff they give them. What's that stuff they give them? I don't know what it is. Some sedative rather than. So you don't like that face then, Millie, do you? That first one we had. Let's put Millie's favourite face back on. Ooh. It is scary, mind, isn't it? You've got to say it. Oh, pardon me. Oh, I'm just looking around. Yeah, so I'll have to find out about Margin Castle for everybody. See what I do know a spiritualist. I used to do it years ago, you know. I don't know if she was a medium or an extra large. I can't remember. It's a joke. That's quite alright, Anthony. Don't forget now, if she turns up, Anthony, she wants a kiss, right? And a cuddle. Okay? You have a good night. It is horrible, isn't it? Have you? Have you been to Britain Ferry, that club over there, what they call it? The Workies. I think we've all had worse from there. Good Lord. It's a place called the Workies in Britain Ferry, or Neath. Used to go there, grab a granny. Good God. High mileage. They had high mileage. Anyway, look, Kyle knows. Yeah. It's worse than that. At least I haven't got teeth. Neath Workies didn't have any. Oh, right, I'm going to bed, everyone. Scared me after death. Thank you for your story, Millie. I'll be in bed now, shaking. See, Kyle knows all the places to go for the wrong type of women. Like he ended up with Fee. Have he ended up though? Perhaps he's still prowling around, see, looking for biddies. Right, good night Sonia. Good night Kyle. Good night Anthony. Good night Millie. Anybody else is watching? Try and sleep, okay, you know, they don't need stories at the end of the day. But if you think that they are real, it's up to you. But that's just a costume by there. That's just a mask. You know. There's a mouth by. Oh, you're gonna laugh now. Right, good night all. Enjoy yourself. Don't forget, if it's creaking boards upstairs, it's probably not a ghost or some sort of nasty entity. But on the other hand,